Hi everyone, Katie here from Katie Thrifts Philly. I'm here with an estate sale haul. I went to a really neat house yesterday in Westchester, Pennsylvania. The lady of the house had really eclectic taste, as you can see here. She liked a lot of artwork, a lot of different styles, and decades here. She liked the spiritual, she liked the zodiac. Just really cool stuff in this house. She had a whole bunch of stained glass Tiffany style lamps, so at least 6 or 7 of them, huge ones. She had tons of glass, tons of artwork, tons of tapestries on the wall. She just really had a cool sense of style. You can see that in my first video. But here's the haul from that and everything I picked up. I guess we'll start with these insect jewelry pins. Well, 2 pins and a pendant. I picked these up pretty much first thing. They weren't priced, so I assumed they would be cheaper. I do really well with insect jewelry, believe it or not. They don't seem to be marked, but that was okay with me. This first one reminded me of like museum type jewelry, like something from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It may be signed right there. I have to really look at that. I can't tell if that's just a scratch or something. But again, a chunky little bee here that I liked. Then just the costume pin, but I liked the stones here, the red stones, and they look to all be there. Silver tone. Nothing crazy, but I think I could probably sell him for like $18.99, something like that. I believe I paid $4. Then I have a little damascene bee, really cute. These are usually made in Spain. This one doesn't appear to be marked, but really cute. I haven't seen the bee before. So I went ahead and picked up the bee jewelry. Then we have, I picked up these brass ashtrays here with the zodiac symbols. I do really well with anything zodiac, especially jewelry, but I've sold all sorts of zodiac items. So we have Pisces over here, and we have Taurus, heavy piece of brass ashtrays. They're made in Korea, which was surprising to me. I didn't realize Korea did some brass. Yeah, so $5 each. I'm thinking 25 for each one. I do really well with brass and zodiac, as I said. Then in the powder room, I picked up this shell. I thought it was gorgeous. $3. I don't really know a lot about shells. I know some of them are worth it. One time I sold a huge conch shell like this big, and it went to Hawaii, and I sold that for like $150, I believe. So I don't know what the value is of a small shell like this, but it was so pretty. So I grabbed it. We have this. Now, I don't think it's brass. Maybe, honestly, I have no idea what metal this would be. But it's in that Art Nouveau repoussé style with the raised thing. I'm not thrilled about this, but I guess you can hang it on the wall. It is footed as well. Just really cute. So I liked her for $5. We have, this is a glass paperweight. It looks black, but it's a really deep green. I've never seen this shape before in glass paperweights. I don't see a signature. It's very smooth on the sides. Not sure what this mark is here. Looks like it's included, but still, cool paperweight. Really dark green. Then we have, let's talk about these coasters. Now, you might wonder why I picked up a single coaster. I just like the print, and I feel like it would still sell. I've sold tons of coasters like these in the past. Obviously, I wish it was a set, but still grabbed it. It's kind of got that Florentine look, and that's popular. Now, these are actually a set of 4 again with the Italian, I guess, Florentine look. So yeah, I'm thinking 20 bucks on these. I believe she charged me $2 or $3 for the coasters, $1 for the other one. We have up here a brass finial, which goes on top of a lamp or light fixture. People are always looking for these, so they're an easy sell. It says China, so it's not too old. Made in China, yep. But people are always looking for decorative brass type finials for their nice lamps. She charged me $1 for that, I believe. Now this I was debating on. I've never sold a leather like journal cover before. I don't know if it's worth $8. I'm thinking, without looking up anything, I'll put it up for like $45. It's a nice tooled leather. I'm assuming it came from Italy with the other items. Yep, made in Italy, embossed here. Nice thing. Now this journal inside, it's just a lined journal. It doesn't necessarily look like it fits this. So I didn't even look at this. Maybe I will sell this separately. This seems to be leather. So maybe I'll do that. Sell separately. See if this is worth anything. I don't know this brand, obviously. But yeah, I don't think that quite fits. So we'll go from there with that. Along with the journals, I ended up picking up these address books. They're really cute, also from Italy. I'm assuming that's a famous art print. I'll look up the name of this art print and list it. And that one's sealed, but this one is open, so I can show a picture of the inside for people who are curious. And then I can list both. One is sealed and one is not sealed. And yeah, made in Italy, Firenze. I think that means Florence. I could be wrong with that. But picked up these two journals. I'm thinking 15 each. Something like that. We also picked up in the stationery section. I picked up these letter openers. Now, I don't think this is silver based on the coloring down here, but I think it's a letter opener. I noticed that I might be missing a piece here, or is that supposed to be like that? I'm not entirely sure. So there's this one. And then this one is brass, and it says the Rotary International. So I guess it's from the Rotary Club. But I noticed it was signed on the back. It says Robbins. I don't know if that means anything as far as paper openers. Not paper openers, letter openers. But I'll look it up. I like the look of it. Then we have these magnets. I thought just were adorable. I have to fix the one the magnet came off, but they're like a cloisonne, I guess, tin magnet. Very pretty butterflies. Things like this sell easy. She charged me $1, and I'll probably put them up for 15, 16 bucks. I'm like an expert at that $1 into $15 flip. And if you do that over and over again, 1,000 times, you can make some money. Now, of course, I like higher dollar items too, but I'm really quick with the $1 to $15 flip. I picked up this. I don't think that's real copper. Maybe it is. But I'll look up who this lady is and see if she's anyone famous. I liked her. This is made in Belgium. Oh, it's telling me it's La Bella Greca, so the beautiful Greek lady, by Paolina Borghese. So that helps a bit. We'll look that up. There was a similar one next to her, but it was a little boy, and I feel like that I see that print all the time. It's a little boy in blue, and it didn't feel special to me. I've never seen her before, so I did grab her for $3. Then I thought this was interesting. I've never seen a kid's book like this, and it's called The Telephone. At first, I was just looking at the graphics. It just looks really cute with the pictures of the different animals using a telephone and acting like humans and being in houses. I didn't even notice that it happened to be a Russian book. Now, I don't know how that will do in today's climate, but see, I didn't even notice. This was published in Moscow, and even though it's in English, so that's funny. And on the back, I first noticed printed in the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republics. So maybe this isn't worth anything, but I thought it was really cool. So the telephone. This was in the powder room. Now, she gave me this for free. It's a shoe cloth. I bought it for the graphics. Now, the Disney World Swan is a very upscale resort in Disney World. It's one of the more expensive ones, I think. And I actually stayed next door when we went there when I was a kid. And we got upgraded to the Yacht and Beach Club. And the Disney World Swan was next door, and we went to some restaurants there, and it was very like classy. So I just liked the graphics, and maybe somebody who stayed there. A lot of Disney people are they collect a lot of things, and they're very particular, and maybe somebody wants this graphic. So that's cool. I'm thinking, again, something like $15, unless I find out this is super rare or something, but there's a lot of Disney collectors, a lot of Disney specialists, and maybe this is up their alley. So that's cool. I picked up, this is a dishcloth, and it still has a tag on it from Anthropologie. So I figure that was at least $20 in store. So cute little tiger. We have a hummingbird, flowers, nice dish towel. Nice quality. So that's an easy flip. $15 to $20 right there. I don't even think she charged me that much for that. She maybe charged me $2 or $4 on this one. She charged me $2 on this oven mitt. I thought with the country kitchens being so popular right now, and blueberries, and it looks like blueberries and cranberries. Here, some butterflies. And just like the country kitchen thing is having its day right now. And this is vintage. It is new. It came from Ross, but you can see how old this Ross tag is. So I feel like that's a 90s tag. Hopefully. But I don't know. Maybe I'll take that off. I haven't decided. And just keep this tag on and show that it's new. But it's from KD Designs. It's made in the USA. So yeah, this is definitely vintage. Cute. I guess I probably should not have grabbed this. This is just a cotton table runner. Really pretty flower. I was going to say lotus. I don't think that's a lotus. But just pretty floral cotton table runner. But it's not it's 100% cotton, it said, but it's not like a great brand or anything. So probably should have skipped this one. But we'll measure that and list it. See, it was made in the USA, so I'm guessing it's vintage. And somewhere on here it says it's 100% cotton. But yeah, it said the maker is Zazzle, so I'm sure that's not high dollar. But it's still cute. $12, $15 probably on this guy. So when I was in the basement, I found this tin of mints, and it has Christopher Columbus's face on it. So I liked it. A lot of tins are made in England, and that's what this looks like. So I'll throw away the candy. But the lady running the estate sale made a funny joke. She's like, "Are you sure there's not drugs in here?" And to me, these look like mints. She's like, "I can't be selling drugs." And this looks like the type of lady that might have had something hidden away in her basement. I don't know. But yeah, we have Christopher Columbus mints here. I found this in one of the bathrooms. Glass perfume. Now, I don't think that looks silver. I think if anything, it looks silver plate to me. But I was looking for a marking because you never know with these items. I could test it. I have the acid test kit, but I don't know. We'll see. I think that looks silver plate, but still cute. Nothing crazy. We have a Florentine tray here, and this one's actually in great condition. A lot of times they're scrapes up. Now, I paid $15 for it, but Florentine trays just sell easily for me. I sell this type of boxes, trays, trinkets. They sell easy and fast for me, even if they are all scraped up. So this one was in great condition. And sometimes they're marked on the back, made in Italy, and sometimes they're not. It's not a big deal. There, you can usually tell this is legit, and it doesn't have to be marked in order for it to sell. But yeah, I'm not saying this one's marked, but just a pretty Florentine little tray. Then we're getting to, I found this tissue box with these medieval looking art prints. I'm sure that's a famous print. I'll look it up to see what it is. These always sell. This was $5. Looks like it was made in the USA with Massachusetts. But like I said, tissue box covers always sell. People like to cover up the ugly Kleenex designs with their aesthetic. So this was probably like at least 20 bucks, I would say. We have these greeting cards. I thought were hilarious. I guess they're birthday cards, but I've never seen zodiac cards before. And so it has all the 12 zodiacs, and it says all signs and omens point to you, or a happy birthday for you, and may the days succeeding be filled with good fortune. And I thought that was really cool. Definitely vintage, made in the USA. I'm going to say 70s, maybe 60s, so I'll throw in mid-century in there. But I've never just seen zodiac greeting cards, and I think they'll do well. There's a whole set. I have to count them. So, really cool. Although I don't have that many friends to give this birthday card to, but maybe somebody does. Still funny. We have this. In the video, I was saying this was Queen Elizabeth, but I'm pretty sure this is Queen Victoria, or older. Or maybe it's an older Queen Elizabeth. I don't know. She looks like the one from that movie they made in like the 90s. So she's cool. She's a teapot cover, cozy to keep warm. She does have a weird stain there, and a couple of like boxing stains in here. But there is a tag on her somewhere, and it says she was made in England. So Francis Waters, Cobham, Kent, made in Britain. 100% cotton. So definitely vintage, cute. I think that'll sell well. Then this is actually the Shabby Chic brand that you're allowed to use that word for. Shabby Chic cocktail napkins. I think it's Rachel Ashwell. Looks like this was at TJ Maxx at one point. But this was $1. People like this brand and they collect this brand, so it usually sells. Next, I have no idea if this is worth anything at all. But I know vintage Apple products people look for. I've never seen any vintage Apple products at an estate sale, so I was excited to grab this. We'll see what it's worth. I think she gave me this for $1. So, printed in the USA. It's from 1993, and it's Apple Facts. And it's just a little fact book about the Macintosh Classic 2. I guess different products that they were selling back in 1993. I really don't know. I'm hoping somebody will just buy it for like the cool graphics and the old software and hardware. It looks pretty cool. So, I don't know. Or is this just trash? I don't know. We'll see. February 1993. Now this is, I was trying to figure it out. It's definitely plastic here, I believe. So I think it's lucite. And then I do believe there's amber chips inside if you look in there. Now amber is very light, and this is light compared to a paperweight. Well, I guess. But it does have some scratches. I'll have to clean it up, but the corners were good. And this may be actual amber inside of lucite. So cute little mid-century paperweight. It looks like they possibly paid $40 for this. Is that what that says? I don't know. So we'll see what it's worth. Might not be worth much. Next is the chakras, a folio of note cards, and it looked full compared to the other note cards that she did have in there. So, and it's by this artist here. Kind of looks like Frank Lloyd Wright kind of things. Modernist, it's saying. And we have a few of these and a few of these and some envelopes in the back, so maybe somebody will enjoy that. I love selling stationery, especially things like this, and they actually do sell, and they sell for decent. Pretty sure she gave me this for $1 as well, maybe $2. It'll be fun to like photograph. I'll have to get this TJ Maxx off of there, but I'm thinking at least $15 I can sell this for, so it's cool. Now this big tray here, I told myself I wasn't supposed to buy anything big, but I just love this. It's got like a hand painted look. I don't know if you would say this is iridescent or not, but the teals and the blues and the golds, they all shine a little bit. And I didn't even realize this was signed by Robert M. Weiss. I don't know if that helps or hurts me. I don't know who that is. Thought it was, I didn't even see that. What I did see was on the back. Well, I guess it says it right there. But I saw handmade in Peru, so I thought that was interesting. I don't usually see handmade in Peru items. So I paid $35. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's what this goes for, but I liked the print, so I'm thinking I'm going to try and at least double my money on that. So that was the only big thing I did buy. I've got a backlog. I don't need to be buying bags and bags of items. Probably shouldn't have bought that, but then we have these Metropolitan Museum of Art bulletins from the 70s and the 80s. I do really well with Metropolitan Museum of Art items like trinkets, jewelry, Christmas ornaments, anything branded MMA, usually it says on the back of the tiny things, or Metro. I usually sell them so well, so I was like, look at this, and it's so pretty. And this one from 1970s on like a cardstock, so people can frame, and do different, like they could frame this in a cute frame in their living room or whatever. And there's so many things. This one was about carpets, Islamic carpets. So I guess that's what this whole issue was about. So like people could frame that if they wanted to take apart this book. So she charged me $1 for each of these, which I think is pretty good because she was charging more for the books. Summer Bulletin of 1980. And again, and maybe people collect these and keep them as coffee table books. That'd be interesting as well. So these were the only 4 I could find that day. Now, she does plan on having another, probably 2 sales there because there's just so many items. So I might go back and see if I can find any more, if they are worth anything. 1987. Oh, here we go. She had about 30 tapestries that I saw that day. Huge ones, too. So she was into the tapestries for sure. Oh, wow. She had a smaller one with the unicorn now. I think it was the other unicorn that's popular. It usually has a black background and the fence around it. But she had a lot of popular art tapestries, I guess you would say, ones that you've seen before. She had them all. She had the Birth of Venus. She had like medieval ones that I recognize but don't know the names of offhand. Really cool. And then this one had a tear in it, but that's okay, I guess. We'll see with this. Now, she had a couple of Greek pieces, but mostly it wasn't, unless they're upstairs or something. So this looks like Greek and Roman items to me. So yeah, just really cool little magazines. And if they're not worth anything, I can't imagine they're not. So for $1 each. Then we found 10 napkins here. Now, they're your normal square napkins. Pretty yellow flowers with red butterflies. I liked them. They feel like they're cotton. I'll have to see if I can find their brand, but there's 10 of them. I didn't open up every one, so I liked that there was 10 because if there's one with a big stain on it, I can make it a set of 8 or 6 or whatever. So I'll open them up and inspect them, but they looked pretty clean. I'm sure some of them have some staining. A lot of her linens, she only had sets of 2 and like 2 placemats or 2 napkins. So I don't know how well that would have went selling sets of 2. Maybe it would have been just fine. She had really cool prints, but instead of 10 here. And then last but not least, I picked up some scarves. The scarves weren't priced, so I figured I'd give them a go. They ended up being $5 each. I love a good velvet burnout scarf. So we have this nice silk and velvet scarf. Nice burnout. It glows in certain lights when it catches the light. So, and it's a silk lining. These usually sell for me pretty well, especially if you get a good colored picture of that color change. This one was marked, never heard of this, Saldarini and Saldarini from Italy. Viscose rayon, that's the velvet part, and then the silk lining. So I have to clean it a little bit. There's a couple of spots here and there, but cute velvet burnout scarf. Then the next two are like designer-esque. They're not tagged or anything, but they do have the rolled silk, or is that stitched? I could be wrong. Felt like the rolled silk scarf edges that you want to look for. Just a pretty, I don't even know what you would call this style. Florentine again? Italian. Pretty silk scarf, bright colors. And then this one. Now this one definitely has the rolled silk edges. That's the edging here is more what you want to look for than the edging here, I believe. So this is probably a machine. And then this one is hand rolled, I would say. This scarf is cool to me as well. It's kind of got an equestrian thing going on, which is always popular. We have, I guess, a crest here with a castle and some like horse bit items, a sword, I'm thinking. I have no idea what that is. It's almost like a steampunk thing, which I'm sure it's not. But yeah, the equestrian horse bit. So I thought that was neat. I couldn't find a brand on this one either. So I paid $5 each for the scarves. We'll see what we do with those. I'm thinking $45 for this one. Maybe $25 for this one. And the burnout, maybe $25, $35. So we'll see with all that. Again, I enjoy estate sales like this. This one was a blast. I'll probably be going back to this house 2 or 3 more times. It sounded like she wouldn't be ready for this weekend coming up with she's going to open up the upstairs and she has a ton of costume jewelry. So I can't imagine what this costume jewelry is going to look like with this lady's taste. And that's right up my alley, is strange and weird costume jewelry that you don't see a lot. So I think it's going to be really good. So I can't wait to get upstairs. And then it sounds like she's even going to have a third one just because she won't clearance things probably at the second sale, but then maybe the third sale she'll have some discounts, I'm hoping, and I'll really get to go in. I might pick up, depending on what's left, I might pick up, she had a lot of trays that I really enjoyed. A lot of the glass items went today. There was still a lot left though, so you know, with first day pricing, you don't want to grab everything. So that's where I'm at with that. So wonderful sale. Thanks for joining me with this haul. And now I have to go get everything sorted and listed. But thanks for watching.